Everyone loves a good rivalry in Deadside. They start as friendly competition between players, but eventually the times you kill each other leads to toxicity. My story today is about a player named Quasi. See, Quasi was an alright guy in the beginning, but as my kills piled up on him, he became more and more frustrated. One of our first interactions was shown here. I killed him while he hid in the riverside, and afterwards you'll never guess what I found in the safe zone. Quasi pulled up on shore, stripped of his armor, his weapons, dignity. My typical way of doing things is that when I kill a player, if they aren't toxic and ask for loot, I'll generally return it. Gave him his RPK, and that was the end of it, so through a thought. That same day, me and my usual teammate T. Clark headed to his heli outside South Safe Zone. There we found a nice surprise. I sniped Quasi while he was doing the heli. We went to loot the heli, and on the box I found a naked Quasi with a fire axe. Fortunately for Quasi, we got a raid token, which we used. Me and T. Clark wanted to scout out the base and see if we had the C4 to raid it. When we got there, we found no defenders, so we used the few C4 we had and left to get more. We definitely wanted to raid him, but we wanted a third player to join us to make a full squad. That's when I saw Makima online. Makima is a good friend of me and T. Clark's. He's an admin on Loaf's Bakery, the server we're playing on, and he's pretty good at the game. We grabbed all the C4 we had, picked up Makima, and set out for the raid. We got to the base, determined there were two people defending, Quasi and his teammate Kushi. On our arrival, T. Clark spotted Kushi and took him out. While they covered me, I blew wall after wall after wall.
He's too scared.
We made it all the way to the core with no issues. There's a small hole in the ceiling where you could shoot down with a grenade launcher at the loot box on the ground. I vaulted inside and I saw him creeping to his cheesy nade launcher spot, but a few shots made him retreat. We continued blowing up walls higher. We can climb to the top of the core, placed multiple C4 on the doors in hopes of the explosion killing him. Not only did it kill him, he was also nice enough to leave the doors open to all of his crates. In the meantime, Kushi had sneaked up on Makima and killed him. Me and T. Clark repositioned to cover Makima's body. Then I made a bad call. I told T. Clark to push into the core, right into Kushi. Kushi tried to get to a loot box, but I took care of him. I held the bodies until Makima and T. Clark made it back. Then I got a bit overconfident. I pushed a bad fight. Thankfully, Makima clutched up and returned the kill. After that, we had some time to loot. We grabbed the best of the stuff in the box that we could and left. The raid was successful, as I gained, just me, not even my teammates, I gained 2 AUGs, a kitted AR-4, a Stalker, and an M99. That's why you'd understand my surprise when I saw this in chat.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
As you can imagine, he was talking a ton of smack in the Loaf's Bakery Discord and in-game chat. I'm not sure why. He lost the raid. His one and only point was that he had 1 kill on me. Yes, he was very proud of that 1 kill. A bunch of people were talking trash in Discord until he started claiming admin abuse. I think this is just his way of keeping his dignity after losing the raid. Makima did nothing to make Quasi think he was abusing him. He didn't teleport, didn't spawn anything in, nothing. In fact, he didn't bring any C4 at all, and the kit he's wearing, he's had that on for weeks. It's the end of white. Everyone's rich. Afterwards, Quasi began commenting on all my other YouTube videos, talking trash and claiming that I only play with admins who abuse their power. Let's get something straight. Loaf's admins don't abuse their power, ever. They're all either solid players or really, really good players, so people make the assumption that they're cheating all the time. I can attest to this better than anyone. When I was new to the server, I also believed the claims of admin abuse. The admins have raided me and killed me and ragged me more than I would ever care to admit. That was until one day I started playing with them. Then I learned they don't cheat because they don't need to. I'm not saying they're the #1 players out there by any means, but they're all above average players. It's just very rare they lose a fight. After Quasi's fit of false admin abuse claims, talking trash, commenting on my YouTube, our rivalry surpassed just a game and some pixels. Now it was personal.
It became personal with me.
I immediately started preparations for a second raid. Over the next week, me and T. Clark farmed over 30 C4 and built a raid base right next to Quasi's. Before anyone starts commenting, oh, so the admins just spawned you in that C4. No, farming C4 is not that difficult. I was getting about 5 C4 an hour using Loaf's C4 farming guide. Great video, by the way, link in description. Time went by, us waiting for a chance to pop Quasi's token. A week after the first raid, I hopped on. As if on cue, a perfect miracle, another player I don't even know popped Quasi's token. Please, that would be so perfect.
New base raid. Quasi.
We set out for the raid base. When we got there, we noticed another group of players were online in the base next to Quasi, which would make things more difficult. While my teammates covered me, I went in and started blowing walls, using as much C4 as possible because I knew we had plenty. Once again, Quasi was too terrified to defend until we were already in. I pushed into one of the towers on the wall, and I killed Quasi. We then blew more and more walls until I could get to his body. I took a stalker, which he later claimed we despawned, which is against the rules on Low Space. As we were looting crates, he spawned in. I almost threw the entire raid because I put my AR-4 in single fire mode. There were other players arriving at this point, all fighting outside the base. Some of them Quasi's teammates, some of them were just trying to counter raid. There were some kills traded, where I once again killed Quasi. My teammate got 9-9'd from a separate base. I made my way back into the core to cover Quasi's respawn beacon, but I was too late. He spawned and got a gun. Now in Loaf's Bakery, you aren't allowed to blow up people's crates, despawn mass items, or disassemble a ton of weapons in a crate. It was here I made a mistake. Quasi was above me, so I had the idea to blow the floor under him to try and kill him. What I didn't think about was the box on that floor. In my defense, it was pitch black, and it was a very hectic scenario. I did break the rules by blowing up that box, but to say I did it on purpose is just ridiculous. Especially if you consider the fact that I'm the one who had the idea to add the rules of no griefing loot when they added weapon disassembly to the game. After a bit more fighting, we made our way out of the base and the raid was over. Another successful raid. Once again, Quasi completely denied that we destroyed him a second time. He made another ticket in the Loaf's Bakery Discord, claiming that my squad was 4-manning, and that we blew up a crate, and also that we disassembled all the weapons he had left in his other crate, along with his stalker. Loaf's server has a squad limit of 3 players to a team. I'm not sure why Quasi thought we were 4-manning, pretty sure he was just trying to get me banned because he was mad. I did blow up a crate as I said before, it was obviously not intentional. And one more thing, looking at my recording, this was the gear in that crate. As for disassembling weapons, I have no idea who did that. The only time weapons were disassembled was if the weapon was on a player and not in a crate, which is completely allowed. During points in the raid, other players also came in and out of Quasi's base. So I have 2 theories on what happened to the guns he had left. Either one of the players fighting outside the base snuck in and did it, or 2, Quasi himself disassembled the weapons to try and make it look like I did it, to try and get me banned. The only proof Quasi provided that I disassembled the weapons was a screenshot with the weapon parts in his inventory. I obviously can't say for sure, but to me it's pretty obvious that he destroyed his own guns to pin the blame on me. Quasi was arguing with the admins in the Discord ticket, making all these claims, but with no proof of any of it. The admin repeatedly asked for Quasi to post all evidence, and Quasi refused. The admins can't just ban me because Quasi said I did something. There has to be good proof. And if there was proof, I would be banned. I've been banned multiple times for breaking the rules. So it's not like the admins are just having my back because I was their teammate. This is when Quasi really screwed up. Quasi threatened to post a bad review of the game and this particular server based on how the admins handle this. Threatening Loaf and his admins was obviously not the correct way to address the situation. Quasi also later posted the entire private ticket on his Twitch, which further angered the admin team. Loaf eventually banned him for this, among other reasons. In the end, Quasi got what he deserved. There's no admin abuse on Loaf's Bakery, despite what he says. I highly recommend trying out the server if you haven't already. The link for Loaf's Bakery Discord is in the description. I've never made a video in this way, so if you enjoyed, please leave a like. Feel free to comment any tips you have for me. Thanks for watching.